Bam.
Brian,
Hello,
where's the
everyone.
intro? We missed you.
Oh, he's still down. Oh,
Brian,
you're
you
muted.
muted? You're muted. Yeah, you're muted. I can't hear you.
All right, let me get that link out there so everyone can.
What's up, everybody? We're live. With about a third of technical difficulties, but we'll get there. Don't worry.
Yeah, for anyone who doesn't know, we have a Twitter account now. Y'all should know that if you tuned in last episode. Okay. I'm sending it to you.
Brian's going to be coming back.
I'm putting it on the messenger.
Which one? Ours or the private chat or the other one?
On our messenger on Facebook.
Cool. Got it. All right.
So that's the link. You could put it on.
I'll do it right now. Gotta do it right now.
So Brian, you saved up some expert analysis for us today, or what? Are you gonna? Well, first, Did we hear you? Say something.
No, I can't hear him still.
I mean, I read those lips right there.
What?
Let's share this other places.
There we go. Let's put it out there now. It is live on the Twitter sphere.
Cool.
Let's see.
Let's send this to
Okay. All right, guys.
All right.
We're
ready. Is that a candle in the background, Brian? Fancy.
He's getting all fancy over there. He's going to get a little weird after this whole podcast is over. No, I'm just kidding.
All weird by himself with a candle.
Hello? Is it me?
You can't even hear it.
I just get that, what is that, 40-year-old virgin scene where he...
Oh, my God.
Still can't hear you, bro. Still can't hear you.
I think I heard him, though.
No. Wait, try it again. Try it again. Try it again. Testing 1, 2, 3.
All right, well, he gets that sorted out.
Yeah, you'll get sorted out. But
we got a lot to cover today. We got the matchups. We're gonna do our starting sits, Goodfellas and the Browns.
News and notes like are fairly long, at least from what I put out to you guys before we started. Real quick, I'm gonna save this one because I know Brian's gonna let me have it because both of these coaches are affiliated with me. John Gruden and Urban Meyer. So I'm gonna let him. I'm gonna wait till he gets back before we start. Like, just give him. I'm gonna give him the floor. Let him clown me, and then we'll let him get back into his little mojo. But we can start with some injuries. Slayton and Shepard have been ruled out this week. So still Galladay, Kadarius Toney, and company. Colin Johnson, I think, was also getting snaps last week. So you guys, that's been out now, so you guys can adjust accordingly. The other one, Logan Thomas on short-term IR with the hammy. I'm going to be out for a few weeks. We also have Ricky Seals-Jones now taking over. What do you think of that so far?
As far as Ricky Seals-Jones, I think he's a viable tight end streamer. He's not going to be as targeted as Logan Thomas was, but with Curtis Samuel being out again, targets have to go somewhere other than McLaurin. So he's not that bad. Like if you lost Gronkowski, he's someone that could fill in, or
even Logan.
George Kittle, I think, is injured this week, so he needs.
He's going to try to play, I think. Brian, we still haven't heard from you, man.
Try your do you have that mic? Where's your mic? Try the mic.
He had it last time. I saw him holding it.
Or take it out if it's either or.
He's got to possibly restart probably his computer, maybe. I don't know. But anyway, or did you go through all the settings, Brian? I know you can hear us, so go through all the settings on your mic and make sure the default settings are to whatever you're using. Anyway, we'll keep going with the CMC status. I think the latest that I saw that he was a game time decision. I think some said he was doubtful, and some said he was still likely to play. But the coach, I think Matt Rule, said that he might be doubtful. But I still think it's gonna be a game time decision.
I think they're not going to let him play no matter how good he's feeling personally. I think they're going to hold him out just to make sure, because it's a hammy issue. They want to be extremely cautious, and I think they're confident enough they could win this game without him and let him rest. So we'll see how that goes, but count on him being out.
All right, and then Dalvin Cook likely to play through injury. He has an ankle injury, and he says that I think the latest quote was, I'm going to play through it, even though the recommendation is to kind of stay off of it, but he's going to play through it. It's been affecting his production, especially being drafted number 2, number 3. I'm worried with that one. I know we're going to talk more about, we get to Detroit, Minnesota. We'll talk more about it, but I'm worried personally for that one. And the other one I'm worried about is Antonio Gibson. He has a stress fracture, but plans to play. I heard there was a stress fracture in his shin. But it's
always the worst.
More pain tolerance than anything, but I'm a little worried about that one as well. Ridley not traveling to London. I think that might be due to vaccination, perhaps. Like he might be getting the vaccine, or he's not. I don't think he is, but I don't know. I don't want to put that out there. Like I don't know. Everybody who's watching right now, I don't know that for sure. I just know the latest report was that he was not traveling to London, but it might be due to that. Detroit O-line, almost the entire O-line. Frank Ragnow, all-pro center, Pro Bowl center. Panay Sewell, the young rookie, probably out, and Taylor Decker's still out. So I like Minnesota's defense, DST, this week for DFS. They're my favorite defense. I think they could break the sack record.
I mean, over the Patriots,
that's the bold take of the week. They're going 10+ sacks. I don't know.
I think them and the Patriots defense are like must starts this week.
Yeah, Patriots defense too, of course. Jair Alexander's out. I bring up a DB because Joe Burrow and company, I think they can let loose. T. Higgins is coming back. And that's the list that I have so far, unless there was more that I'm missing that we got more updates as of now. So that was quite a bit of list right there.
Let me check any updates that just came in so we can be updated.
Quite a bit of a list.
Well, we got the Russell Wilson's going to be out for.
Yeah, I skipped that one on my list because I was waiting for Brian, but we can talk about it now.
George Kittle's now listed as doubtful, so that's going to be.
That was an update.
Claypool, good to go, so he's going to play, but it's a hamstring, so be cautious. And Cortland Sutton got injured in practice today, so he's listed questionable.
There's still a lot of people that are injured.
Joe Mixon's still questionable, so we have no really.
I'm not counting him playing. I think he's very unlikely to play.
I'm not going to count him to play either.
And I'm not really excited about Samaje Perine or Chris Evans. Or I think it's Chris Evans.
Yeah, we're going to touch on that when we get to the Bengals. Yeah. And then Jimmy Garoppolo was not practicing again, so I'm looking at Trey Lance to start this week.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's pretty much it for injuries.
All right. So with that, guys, I would if I get any updates, I'll tweet them out as well. And I usually retweet with a quote. Usually I put a comment on there on behalf of us from Fantasy Football Mafia, so you guys can still get some of those updates if you're not following certain people. And I'll just keep those coming out. All right, Brian. There we go.
We can hear you. Woo-hoo. All right, now you can just talk the whole way now since you missed out so much.
Yeah, well, I held a topic, Brian, just for you because I'm pretty sure you want to dunk on me with this one. Do you want to touch on any of the John Gruden, Urban Meyer news? Just like
Urban Meyer doesn't get fired by like the end of the year.
Okay. Well, John Gruden might get fired too. I mean, what he said is, it's abhorrent and everything. So we'll see how that works out. It's not looking good, but
I thought it was funny what he said though. That shows. I thought it was pretty hilarious.
I mean,
did you hear what he said?
No, I didn't hear. What did he say?
He says, what was it, like the commissioner of like the Players Association has like lips of like a. No, you had to see it, right?
Me, I don't want to repeat it, man. I'm not trying to repeat
Yeah,
that.
he has lips of a Michelin tires.
Oh wow! Wow,
I mean, it was
Gruden.
It was like 11 years ago, or 10 years ago, 2011, I guess, when the email went
Oh,
out. And he was working for Monday Night Football at the time, and I guess there was supposed to be a lockout. I guess this is like the context of like why the emails were getting traded back and forth with the league and other officials and stuff like that. And look, anybody in a leadership position, you are held to a standard, right? And if you say something that's you put your foot in your mouth, you got to pay for the transgression. That being said, I hope he's not fired, but he should be dealt with accordingly.
They're gonna have to do something just to put.
You have to.
Yeah.
No, you have to. I mean, he has to learn a lesson. I mean, I even though it's been 10 years ago, I still think it's this is the kind of culture we live in nowadays, boys and girls. Like, I mean, cancel culture is real.
Offended by everything.
No matter what you've done. I'm pretty sure you can look at any single one of our phones over the past 10 years, and we probably put our foot in our mouths plenty of times too. I'm not trying to condone any behavior, but all I'm saying is it's a real thing. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. And Urban Meyer just not traveling with the team and staying in Columbus.
Really?
Well, so he didn't travel with the team after the game when they lost. He stayed in Columbus, went to a bar or something. He said he stopped with the grandkids, with him and his wife stayed. He went out, and you saw what happened. His wandering hand between the legs.
That's horrible.
And then his wife tweets out a picture of her with the grandkids reading a story, and buddy's out, with the fellas and having a good time. But it's just like we'll see what happens with him too. I mean, there's got to be an example made of him. Shad, what's I forget the last name of the owner of the Jags, but he's like, he apologized and he's gonna be kind of held to a standard too. Like he's on a short leash now too. I think any offense by him, he's probably gone. That's probably.
I think he's gonna quit by the end of the year.
A lot of these analysts have been saying apply for the USC job, apply for whatever other college job, go back to college, XYZ. But
probably should at this point.
I was just giving you the floor to dunk on me because those are the coaches like Ohio State, Las Vegas Raiders.
I mean, he dunked on you with that, and he dunked on you this past week when he beat you. So that's like 2 dunks already.
Triple dunk.
All right, let's get into
double doink, and we got triple dunks. Okay, here we go.
Let's get into the matchups this week. You guys want to do that first, or you want to do our trade segment first? You know what? Let's go into the matchups. So
I think we can incorporate all of it. In the matchups.
So first one we'll go through is Jets and Falcons. Pretty much, this is a game where it's like kind of edgy on both sides. So for the Jets side, are you starting like a Jamison Crowder or a Corey Davis? Or if you had to pick one of the two, who are you starting?
Corey Davis.
And it's a bad Falcons defense.
I'd play both. I think they're both viable this week. I mean, I don't see a reason why you can't play both. I don't think anybody on the secondary scares you. And Jack Wilson actually had a good game against a soft opponent as well. I think he can do the same type of things. And I think on the Atlanta side is kind of where you kind of have to – it's really narrow. I think everybody's going to expect Pitts to get a lot of targets, but he's the true only threat on Atlanta, so you can expect a lot of maybe bracket coverage, inside and out and over the top, doing what teams have done in the last 4 weeks because he hasn't gotten a lot of targets because of that. They put a corner on him, and the rest is history. Now, I don't think Gage is still out too, right? So it's Zacchaeus is the main option on the outside, and then Pitts, and then of course I think CPAT. Here's my thing: I think CPAT is going to play a lot more wide receiver this week. He's still going to be utilized as a weapon, but I think he's going to actually increase his snaps. He's been playing between 30 and 40% of snaps, and he's been killing scoring with an extreme clip. But I think this week he should probably get in the end zone because he can get a lot of touches, but he's going to have more than 50 or 60% of the snaps, if not way more. Probably like 90%, if I'm being completely honest. But that's just me.
So would you start a guy like Matt Ryan, Brian?
No, I wouldn't.
How about Mike Davis?
Yeah, I'll start Mike Davis. I think a lot of weapons are out for the Falcons, so you can pretty much start Patterson, Pitts, Davis. If Pitts has a bad game this week, would you trade for him, or are you more likely to trade him away?
I'm gonna trade for him. Actually, it depends on my situation. But like, if I'm in like above 500, I'm trading for him. Anybody that has talent and you're ahead in the standings, I like to trade for someone that has talent like that. And if I don't really have a tight end, I'm still believe, and eventually he's gonna get it clicking. So I'm trading for him. If I'm not in that 2-2 or above position, probably not. Trade him away if I had him.
If I had him, I'm probably just holding on to him. Like, what other tight ends are you going to? Unless you could package him with someone and try to get like George Kittle or something like that, then I would.
George Kittle, I think, is like another good candidate for trade for or trade away.
Yeah, I was going to mention him. Like, well, we can bring it up now, I guess, since we did it. Would you trade for him or trade away? I just said I would trade. I would trade for him.
I would trade for him too. Yeah,
I'll trade him away.
Really, why?
I think with Lance being at the quarterback position, I don't think he's a very good quarterback. So I think he's not going to get too much production. So I'll probably try to get some name value out of Kittle. I don't think he's going to bring in what people think he's worth.
I think from watching the game, I saw Lance. He was targeting Kittle. It might not have been accurate passes, but he was looking towards Kittle.
He got 10 targets, and he only got 4 of them though.
Yeah, he only got 4, but I like the volume there, so it was a good sign for me. But I agree, he's going to be running more probably and not passing much, but he's still better than most tight ends out there.
For sure.
And I'd rather have him over Pitts.
Yeah, sticking on that game though, before we move on, I was going to say Mike Davis. Do you think regression to the mean? Do you think he's going to actually like score this week at all? And you might see anything lower out of CPAT? Or because to me he's a donkey to me. I don't think like a Dumpsville. Like no, he's dust. I don't know
about Mike Davis.
Yeah, I don't know if I really want him.
I think he might have a good week this week, but he's not a guy I want. I think he's losing touches every week, and you have to really hope he falls.
He's not losing touches though. I think he's above 70% in snaps every single week, but at the same time, he's just not doing a lot with them. I think I heard someone say it like he's doing less with more, and CPAT's doing more with less. And I think CPAT's obviously going to increase his snap share this week because of the people that are out. But I'm just saying, do you think he gets in the end zone again? Because last week was going to be kind of a fluky end zone.
Yeah, I think this week the game plan is just going to be run it down their throat. So that's why I think Mike Davis might get a touchdown this week.
Okay.
All right. But the long season, I don't like him too much.
Yeah, me either.
All right, so there's a question here. Starters: Murray, D-Hop, Godwin, Henry, Henderson, Kelsey, Lockett. Bench: Gibson, Julio, AB, Chenault, MT, Judy. Do I trade Gibson and Lockett, or Diggs, or Jefferson,
4 Diggs,
and Miles Sanders? PPR. Oh, 4 Diggs. And Miles Sanders. I don't like Miles Sanders, but do I trade Gibson and Lockett?
For Diggs?
For Diggs?
I'm doing it because I don't know about
just for Diggs, to be honest. How about you?
Yeah, I'll do it. It's crazy. It's like a lot of the same players that's on my team.
Oh, your team must have too, James.
I'll do it. I'll go for Diggs, though, not Jefferson.
Yeah, I'll do it for Diggs because we haven't seen the best of Diggs yet, and he's going against Kansas City this week. And Kansas City's pretty much been a pass funnel. So I like the Josh Allen Diggs connection this week.
I won't lock it off my team. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't blame you with Geno Smith coming in there. It probably hurts Lockett more than it hurts Metcalf.
Yeah, because I feel like too with Russell being in there and Lockett still being the sort of the deep threat. I mean, obviously, if Russ somehow plays, he's a magician when it comes to this. Like 148 consecutive starts, the record means a lot to this guy. If anybody's going to find a way to get on the field, it'll be him. But I think his deep ball will be hampered by this injury. I think Stephania Bell said that the only way to heal it is to keep it splinted and straight in order for it to heal properly. Kind of difficult to keep your middle finger straight and throw a football when you have to curve it around a pigskin. So,
well, he's did you hear how long Wilson's out for?
It says it's supposed to be 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah,
that's a long time.
He might not even come back. Like,
but he tore his MCL and he still played. He was playing on one leg and he still played. That this consecutive start thing is real. Sprained MCLs are supposed to be out for at least a month too. But
yeah, he played horrible though.
This guy has been able to find a way on the field.
All right, let's get into Pats and Texans. So, are you guys starting any Pats receiver this game against a bad defense in Texans?
Everybody's viable against Houston. Hashtag
okay, so you have to pick one: Aguilar, Myers, or Bourne.
Myers
for the floor. Bourne has been getting more involved, and he's kind of electric, man. I wouldn't fault anybody for playing if they're desperate, but I mean Myers is the only one in like a standard 10 or 12 team league.
Yeah, and I think you're starting Damian Harris this game. If he finally gets a good matchup, and
he's been on your jabroni list for the whole season.
And a surprise later on with him for me. But yeah, Damien Harris I think is a good start this game. Mac Jones, you're never really going to start him. And then on the other side, who do you got on the other side, Ryan?
Texans. The only person maybe I'll consider is Cook. Only person I'll consider. Like I don't even know.
Yeah, that's probably the only person you can even look at.
I think Mills had like a less than 100 yards throwing his last game. No.
Yeah, now he's versus the Patriots. It's going to be bad, man.
Yeah. So.
I think that pretty much covers that matchup.
We can move on.
All right, so we got the Lions and Vikings. On the Packers, on the Vikings side, you guys, you pretty much all the starters for them. You got Cook. We talked a little about him earlier. He's a little banged up, but you have to start him anyways. But you're going to be hesitant, I feel like, because
manage expectations. I don't know if you're going to really expect him to break big runs because of this injury. Yeah, I mean, have you seen anything explosive out of him in recent weeks? Like,
he hasn't looked that great.
Right? I mean, he's been serviceable. I feel, the Monday night game with Josh Jacobs and his ankle. I feel like that kind of status, like he's out there, but he's not the same back. I don't even know if he trusts his ankle that well either. Who knows? But I mean, I haven't really seen a lot to make me be like, this guy is the first round talent that I drafted because of the injury.
And on the Lions side, I think Hawkinson you're starting if he's playing. I know he's a little banged up, but and Swift you're obviously starting. But how about Jamal Williams, Brian? Are you willing to start him in this matchup?
If Hawkinson doesn't play, I think maybe you can start Williams in the flex. I think there's gonna be some extra targets to be thrown. So yeah, I think Williams, if Hawkinson doesn't play, you can put him in the flex.
Would you rather start a Jamal Williams or like a Tony Pollard?
I'll go Jamal Williams. Only if Hawkinson doesn't play.
Okay.
I like that.
Cool. That pretty much covers that. Unless you guys have anything else for this matchup?
Well, just throwing it out there again. Minnesota DST. Again, 3 starters are out on that O line of Detroit. Danielle Hunter's still a great pass rusher, and amongst others that they got on that team. I don't even know if you really need a big name to do that. I mean, they're going to have backups at the main positions that pressure the quarterback at both tackles, and then obviously their center that makes all the adjustments at the line of scrimmage. So. That's Minnesota right. DST. If it's available, go get him.
Let's do this real quick before we get into the next one. Which side wins? Diggs, Allen Robinson, and Bucks D, or Thielen, Keenan Allen, and Denver D? All right, I got to read that again. Which side wins? Diggs.
Just take out the D. I mean, I don't think it really matters with defenses.
Yeah,
I mean, you get two guys with great floors and upside. I mean, as far as the versatility, I like the Thielen, Keenan, and Allen because I mean DSTs. I mean, yeah, I really don't care. But Diggs is the biggest name, but Allen Robinson is kind of getting out touched and out targeted by Darnell Mooney, and I might see that continue. But
honestly, this is such an even trade. But
it really is. It's a good trade.
Yeah, if I had to pick, I'll just take the best player, and that's Diggs.
Yeah,
I actually have Diggs and Robinson both on my team, but I'd rather go with Thielen.
Yeah, looking at it overall, I like the Thielen, Keenan Allen, like both of them, just because where they're sitting now. But again, if you're on the other side, Ricardo, or the Diggs side, you clearly got the best player, but you got more depth with the other side if that's you.
Yeah. I think, and the Bucks D is tiny bit better than the Broncos. If that helps.
We'll see if Richard Sherman shores up that secondary because they're getting passed on like every week. And Richard Sherman was only on the camp on the team for like 3 days, and he started. He was cornerback number 1. So he's only going to get better as he gets accustomed to the calls.
I think Ricardo is new, so thanks for tuning in, Ricardo. Oh, he has got Thielen was on my bench. Okay.
Good.
All right, next matchup here we got Eagles Panthers. Panthers gonna whoop that butt. They got this is a comeback game for the Panthers, I feel like. But I don't know, you guys might differ. But I think the real question here on the Eagles side is Miles Sanders. Are you willing to keep him in your lineup, especially with he's had what, like a total of 10 carries in the past 2 games? Freaking terrible. So here's the question for you: Miles Sanders or Mike Davis this week?
Ooh.
I'm gonna go with Mike Davis. I hate to say that. I hate to say
Damn,
that. That's like right there as it comes out of my mouth because I don't like Mike Davis. I just said I almost would want to drop him, really. But yeah.
How about if I add or Chuba Hubbard in the same matchup versus the Eagles?
Isn't McCaffrey supposed to come back?
He might be.
No, he's out.
Now. Oh, he's out.
Doubtful, yeah. There's this thing called regression to the mean. With a guy with like as talented as he is, as Miles Sanders, like he might have a Mike Davis week like last week. He might just get a touch where he just kind of gets in the end zone and gets there. But they just got to get him more involved. But here's the thing: Kenny Gainwell is just getting so much more involved every single week, and Sirianni likes him, and that's Nyheim Hines type role when he was with Indy. So Kenny Gainwell is a nice little PPR option that you might want to throw in your flex. Or
so you choose Miles Sanders or Chuba Hubbard?
Well, I said like in that one I said Miles Sanders. I just thought that like he might have a.
How about you, Ryan?
I'll go with Chuba Hubbard.
Nice.
Chuba
Hubba. Patterson or CH? I'm going CH.
Yeah, I'll go with Clyde.
He did have 160 yards against Buffalo last year, and he's coming off another good game. But I'm gonna take Patterson.
Ooh, okay, 2-1 there. B-dubs. All right, so sticking to the same matchup on the Eagle side, I think you're starting Hurts and Devontae Smith. I think those, pretty much must starts unless you have, better receiver than Smith. I don't think he's a must start, but Hurts definitely is. And then on the Panthers side, Robbie Anderson. You guys willing? You think so? You
think he's a trade away or a trade for candidate?
I don't want him on my team.
To me, it's a trade away because I think he might have a good game this week, just because McCaffrey's still out. In the last game, he was targeted 11 times. He didn't do much with it, but I think he'll get the targets again this game, and he might get a touchdown based off that. But then this is the week where you trade him because McCaffrey's coming back. He might regress again. So trade away after this week.
I mean, he could get 2 for 80 and a touchdown this week, and then use that value as a trade away. But he's going to go for another 5-6 weeks in a row with doing nothing for you. So that's the reason why I don't want him on my team.
All right, and DJ Moore obviously starting.
Dude, that guy's an alpha.
Yeah, he's
turning into a wide receiver 1. Like if we redrafted, he'd probably be one of the top 7 wide receivers you take.
I'm so mad. I wasn't high on him. My own guy. Not in draft.
Like Brian, I want to ask you this: like, what receivers would you take in front of him, and then you would I guess that's the best way to ask it. Like, how many receivers would you take in front of DJ Moore right now? Let me go ahead and list them out. Obviously, we did Tyreek, Diggs, Devontae. Those are the easiest 3. What else? Cooper Kupp right now.
Kupp, Hopkins.
5.
Hopkins? Yeah, maybe.
That's about it.
Tyreek.
Oh, you said Tyreek. So only about like a handful, right? Maybe I said 7, maybe 6 or 7. So
about Stephon Diggs. Did you mention him already?
I did Stephon Diggs and Devontae. Yeah.
He's probably like top 6.
Yeah, he's up there. He's up there. I think he's getting the targets like Deontay Johnson does every single week, but
that's what I was about to bring up. Yeah,
but he does a lot more with them. Like he's so good. He wins.
You know who I picked over DJ Moore?
Ridley.
Ridley?
Allen Robinson.
Oh, Robinson. Yeah, you took Ridley in the first round anyway.
He was still
right?
there in the third round. DJ Moore was there. I took Allen Robinson.
He's been the steal of the draft, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Based on for ADP and value and upside. So yeah.
All right, so let's move on to the Saints in Washington. Are you guys starting anyone from the Saints side besides Kamara?
Oh man, look.
Even though Washington's defense is pretty bad.
I'm galaxy branding this as a stack in a GPP Millie Maker lineup. I'm playing Jameis Winston with Kamara and Marquez Callaway, bringing it back with Terry McLaurin. It's a low owned stack and a 32nd ranked defense. Unless Washington, there's some analysts out there saying start Washington DST because they don't believe in Jameis Winston. But Jameis Winston hasn't turned the ball over. He hasn't been productive or efficient, but he hasn't turned the ball over. He's not the same quarterback, turnover prone as he was with Tampa Bay. Of course, anything can change week to week, but hey, maybe he taps into that 5-touchdown performance against Green Bay. I'm throwing it out there.
Brian, you starting anybody? Saints side?
Just Kamara.
Just Kamara, huh? How about well, we mentioned the Washington's defense is pretty bad, so you wouldn't start how about Callaway or Robbie Anderson if you had to choose?
Callaway.
Well, you're really low on Anderson.
I'll go Robbie Anderson.
I mean, yeah, he can catch a long TD. He's gotten targets and he's just not catching them, or they're overthrown, underthrown. Trayvon Diggs undercut one this past week. I don't know.
All right. I guess I'll take that. I'll start Anderson. Washington side, you're starting Gibson. You're starting McLaurin. But
are you starting Gibson though?
Yeah, you got to if you have him. I mean, who else is? Would you Antonio Gibson or?
Yeah,
Miles
Gibson.
Sanders?
Yeah, you have to start him. I'm sorry.
Gibson's more likely either your first or second round pick.
You have to start him. I mean, I'm not saying he's gonna have a great game. I think he's gonna have a.
There's no other options.
Yeah. But the real question, I think, is Seals Jones in the tight end position is filling in for Robinson. So people probably are questioning whether they should start him if they lost a Gronkowski or they lost Logan Thomas. So that being said, would you start a Seals Jones or Cameron Brate this week, who's filling in for Gronkowski?
Ricky Seals Jones.
Yeah, Ricky Seals Jones. I was going to throw out a name. Would you start Leonard Fournette or Antonio Gibson?
Leonard Fournette. That's
hands down.
He
was drafted a few rounds after him, but I mean, he's just the matchup wise and the volume there too. I mean, the guy's playing through a stress fracture. I mean, it's just tough. I mean, I guess you have to start him because you said you put draft capital in him, but I don't know if I really feel confident. If I had J.D. McKissick on the same team, I'd probably throw J.D. McKissick in there.
Wow. Yeah, I guess it's tough. If you have a guy like Fournette, you could put the.
And I'm saying that because that's reasonable. Someone can have Fournette and Gibson on the same roster because of where they were drafted, and I'm bullish on Leonard Fournette this week.
All right, next matchup here, Titans Jags. I actually think this is going to be a good fantasy matchup. It's a sucking matchup.
I like this game too. This is that game that we just talked about, and this one are some of my favorite GPP.
Two bad defenses and okay offenses. But on the Titans side, I think you could stream Ryan Tannehill if you really needed to. But I don't know. He's been even last week versus the Jets, he wasn't that great. So I wouldn't start him. But if you needed to stream him. Derrick Henry obviously starting. A.J. Brown, I think, is coming back this week, and it's a good matchup. Other than that, anybody else?
Julio Jones is out this week.
Julio's out, yeah.
Yeah, but Arthur Juan's playing. Anybody know who Arthur Juan is?
No idea.
Arthur Juan Brown. Big time. I think he's to get off the Derrick Henry chalk. If you're playing DFS there, I think that's something I'm looking to do as well. But yeah, you're starting Derrick Henry. If you're streaming quarterback, you can play Tannehill. And if you have A.J. Brown, you've been sitting him just because of the injury, get him back in there.
Yeah, you have to start him this game. I think this pretty much sums it up for the Titans side. I don't think there's anybody else you're starting, right? And then,
and this is a deep if I know we had one guy, our guy Noah, who is in a 20-teamer, but anybody outside of a 14, but Ferkser is someone that is kind of sneaky as well against Jacksonville.
Right, and on the Jag side, you're starting Robinson. Lawrence could be a streamer. Well, let me ask you guys: Lawrence or Tannehill for this matchup?
Lawrence.
I like
Wow.
Lawrence.
Wow. Okay.
Just to have a better day, but like,
probably
yeah,
Tannehill.
floor wise, I mean, it could just be a D Henry week and where Tannehill's not throwing as much, but yeah, I like Lawrence.
And I think that with being said, you guys probably really like Chenault and Marvin Jones's game, right? I think they're going to have a really good game, both of them. But if you had to pick one, who would you rather have? This match?
Chenault.
Fishka.
I think because he's guaranteed the touches, huh? He's going to guarantee.
Well, T-Law throughout preseason, if I'm not mistaken, I know Brian would definitely correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Marvin Jones was his guy throughout training camp, and they developed a chemistry more than anybody on that team. And recently, of course, we saw Visca get more involved, and I think that's going to sustain. I just think he's the biggest playmaker out there, short and long down the field. So,
All right, let's move on to Dolphins, Buccaneers. I feel sorry for the Dolphins, man. I feel so bad.
Me too.
They had a little bit of life in the beginning of the year. Now they're just like trash.
when's Tua coming back, bro? It doesn't matter what you.
Flashback to our Jabroni show.
Exactly. That's why I had to do it. All good. No, but seriously, I think is he rumored to come back next week? I think Tua.
He's supposed to miss 3 games. I think he only missed 1 so far. So I think like next week he's out, but the week after he's coming back.
At this point, as a Dolphins fan, do you just hope they lose the rest of their games, or?
No, because we don't own our own first round pick. The Eagles have-
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. So I can't even root against them. It's just like it's pointless.
Okay.
Oh, we got to help Zuda out right here, man.
Zuda.
These
I'm
are,
sorry, Zuda, that you
slim
have these
pickings
four
right
players.
here, man. But I'm picking Michael Carter and Sermon out of this group because Zach Moss is ahead of Singletary and Gaskin is just dust too. So I'm going Carter got his first touchdown. I think he might be RB1 with the Jets, and Sermon looked better. Wasn't great, but he looked better last week.
I'm definitely going Michael Carter as one, and because I think he's guaranteed touches at least. Singletary and Sermon and Gaskin, I feel like they're like the number 2s now, especially if Mitchell comes back. So, but if I had to pick one between them, yeah, I'll go Sermon.
I'll go with Sermon and Gaskin. Like ever since Malcolm Brown started, like Dolphins been doing so bad that like all the fans are like blaming the coaches, like what the fuck you guys doing?
He's got mixed.
Yeah, you think it has anything to do with Tua being out? Like Gaskin's not getting the pass.
No, our coach, the coaching staff just is retarded. Like I don't know how else to say it.
So do you think they're gonna put him in next game and give him some work?
Yeah, they have to. Like everyone is saying, "What the hell are you guys doing?" So I feel like they have to.
Well, I'll take it from a Dolphin fan, Zuda. Maybe you should start Gaskin.
Yeah.
I have Mixon, but he is hurt. That sucks, man. You couldn't get P. Ryan? Should have put all your bid money on him. Actually, he's questionable. He might actually play. So
I don't know why people. There's some people that threw out like $20 some odd on P. Ryan on Fab, and I'm like, okay.
you think
I
he's a
picked
big
up Collins for free, right? But like the day of, because remember you mentioned Collins, Joseph. So actually, I picked up Collins, even though he had a pedestrian day, 9-something points.
Still, it's a good pickup. He might be.
Yeah, neck injury. And you hear neck injury, I mean that's alarming. So it's going to be something that's been chronic. So a little bit more about the Carson injury that I read about from a beat writer was, it's a chronic neck injury that's been lasting since the preseason, and it kind of just gets inflamed or dies down where he can manage it. But it's going to be something that they're definitely going to manage throughout the season. So that being said, I think Collins was a great pickup because there's going to be probably spot starts if that's the case. Like if his neck is inflamed and they do an MRI and it's not looking right, he's out. So I think Collins is just a bench stash if you just picked him up and didn't start him on a short week.
Yeah, that was a good pickup. We got him for free too.
I did.
Any thoughts overall? Don't get too excited, Brian. Wilson on my IR. QB Henneke, running back Kamara, Henderson, receivers Debo, Adams, tight end Pitts, bench Lance, Peterson, AJ Brown, Damien Williams, AJ Green.
I think you're in a good spot, to be honest, man. Like, even with Wilson on the IR, Heineke's been very serviceable. I mean, Kamara, hopefully they start getting him some passes thrown to him, because I don't know why they forgot that. Henderson, I'm blanking right now on Henderson. Darrell Henderson, right? Great week. Terry and Debo, awesome. Devontae Adams, awesome. Your only, I guess, is the tight end. You're just kind of hoping Pitts kind of sees the end zone this week, being the main target against the Jets. AJ Green, great pickup if you picked him up or if you drafted him. Damien Williams, obviously you probably picked him up recently, and AJ Brown. I mean, this guy's got a great roster.
Yeah, it's a pretty solid roster. I don't see
Trey Lance upside too. I would even see that Trey Lance over Heineke this week if he gets the start because of the rushing.
Yeah, definitely. I was about to say that.
What do you think?
Like a B+ if I had to rate it.
I agree.
I think this is an A. Pretty A roster to me.
Yeah, you're gonna be chasing rings, Chase. Good job, man. Blue Crew. Full PPR, 12 team. I'm starting Renfro over Devontae Smith. Your thoughts? Ooh. I have Renfro on my team. I think he's good for 5 catches a game. But would I start him over Devontae Smith? I don't think so. I think Devontae Smith, it's a tough Panthers defense, but he's their main target. He looks good last game. If I had to pick one, I'm still starting Devontae Smith. How about you guys?
Yeah, I agree.
I like Devontae as well, and as much as I like Renfro, I like Devontae.
Yeah, Blue Crew, maybe put Devontae Smith back in. Well, don't blame us if he does that.
Oh, man. He's like, I'll sub right now, but I'm going to take that sub back if you guys are wrong. Or Blue Crew. I mean, you don't sub right now, but we're right. Expect a sub.
We're right most of the time. Hey, we called Woods last night.
We did. Just saying. 27 some odd points.
Hey, if those who listen to us and put him as their captain, they might have won some money because we told people to put him as their captain.
Yeah, I had Devontae. I'm not Devontae. I'm sorry, DeKalen. I was gonna say DeKalen Zacharias, and I had some lineups with DK captain and other lineups with Woods at captain. It was good.
We're moving on to Packers Bengals. I think we touched on P. Ryan. Well, we don't like him too much because of we think it's going to be a committee. Burrow. Joe, you're high on Burrow this game, right?
I like all the Cincinnati wide receivers. I think they're all healthy now. T. Higgins coming back. No Jair. Stokes is a rookie. On that defensive secondary, Kevin King is. I don't think much of them, so fire them all up. If you got any one of those receivers, fire them up.
Okay, I'll ask you guys a question then. Boyd or Marvin Jones?
Boyd.
Well, it depends if Higgins is playing.
Higgins is playing. There was no tag next to his name, at least last time I checked.
I'll go Marvin Jones then.
I got you.
Corey
Davis, Mike Davis.
I would take Marvin Jones. Start Corey, Mike Davis, Moss, or Chenault. Flex PPR.
Pick one.
Oh, man.
Picking one. Yeah, I'm going with Visca.
All right, I guess I can't.
Corey Davis could have a good week.
Because I'm leaning Chenault or Mike Davis, actually.
I'm either going Chenault or Corey, but
yeah, I guess we'll make it consistent. I like Chenault too this week. If you're looking for a high floor.
Yeah, I'm going Chenault over Corey Davis, but it's close between those two. Yeah, Moss and Moss gets a little bit pass catching. Mike Davis barely gets anything.
That Bills game is going to be a shootout, though, so I don't know how much. Well, Moss could get work in the passing game.
Even Chase, another one of our members here or subs here, Chase should suggest Chenault as well. It's great.
Yeah.
Thanks, Chase. Deciding factor.
Okay, on the other side, Randall Cobb had a pretty good game last week. Are you guys interested in Randall Cobb? I think he's still on our waivers. Nobody picked him up, so I'm guessing that's a no.
Yeah,
Jesse Bates is going to be back for Cincinnati this week. Their Pro Bowl safety. I think it could help mitigate some of those crossers and things of that nature. Better communication in the secondary, that kind of thing. So, no Cobb for me this week.
And then, you're starting Aaron Rodgers, starting Aaron Jones, you're starting Devontae Adams. Sums up the Packers for you.
Maybe. What do you guys think of Tanyan? Do you think he's going to get in the end zone this week?
He had a lot of targets last week, but he only caught 2 passes, so possible.
Did you guys know that he has a 99 catch rating in Madden?
Does he really?
What?
He's got insane hands. I honestly, I shit you not. I swear.
That's
Another fun fact was I think this was just for Yosef and I were on the show last week or on Tuesday. But Brian, Keenan Allen was asked who has the best hands on the team. Who did he say?
Eckler?
Mike Williams. Can you believe it? I mean, I'm just like, I'm shocked. I thought he was going to say himself, but like, anyway.
No, I mean, I feel like guys in the NFL, they always like try
they
to
help their buddy. Yeah, I get it, but I mean, Keenan still, like, you know, I would love to watch that interview. I wouldn't be surprised if he's like, I'm the route runner. That guy's got the best hands, you know, like something like that or something. But
yeah.
Anyway, those are two little fun facts that I pulled out.
Would you guys rather start Tanyan or Ricky Seals-Jones?
Tanyan.
Yeah.
Tanyan or Evan Ingram?
Tanyan.
I'm trying to think who I'm starting this week because Hawkinson might be out. I can't remember who I signed. But let's move on. Steelers, Broncos. On the Steelers side, you're not starting Ben. You're starting Harris. You're starting Deontay Johnson. He should have an okay game. Claypool and Juju. Are you starting either one of these guys? And if you had to pick one out of the two, who would you pick?
Claypool.
Yeah, I'll go with Claypool.
Would you start Claypool or Tyler Boyd?
Tyler Boyd.
Boyd.
Claypool or Marvin Jones?
Jones.
Yeah, Marvin Jones. Because I think we all have a consensus of thinking Big Ben is not the answer or not the guy to get him the ball.
Yeah, I think the only guy is Deontay Johnson right now.
Because it's
People's worth to start if you have.
It's unfortunate because that kid is talented as hell. So.
Yeah, and then on the Broncos side, do you guys still have faith in Sutton?
Yeah,
I think Drew Lock is starting, right?
Yeah, but this week the third defense that I like outside of New England and Minnesota is Pittsburgh, just because T.J. Watt is back and Drew Lock is at quarterback. So there you go.
Yeah.
How about these running backs against these tough run defense for Pittsburgh? We got Javonte and Melvin Gordon. Are they worth like an RB2 or flex option?
I'm just waiting for the game where Javonte gets more carries than Melvin. That's all.
Me too, man. I'm waiting. Hey, did you see that run he had last week? He carried like the whole team.
Yeah. Well, I think he's out snapping him though. I think, right? I
think the percentage is still like it was like 51-49 last week. So yeah. It was like 1%. So yeah. And Melvin Gordon's dealing with some injuries too. I think he also has like a rib thing going on, or I forgot what. But I think Javonte will slowly get more. How'd that feel, Brian, when he carried that whole team and then Allen Robinson's just sucking lately? And does it feel like I really screwed you on that trade? Or
Robinson had his best game of the year. It wasn't shit, but still.
Yeah, 9 fantasy points. I think that's the same as Javonte, actually. I think
so it's like the same shit.
All right. Anything else you guys want to add on the Broncos side?
I'm trying to think. No. We good.
Well, James has a question here. Would you trade Gibson for Monty and Damian Harris? I have Henry and Henderson, and I think it might be a good idea to get Monty for his great playoff schedule when he comes back.
Savvy. It's a savvy move.
I would do that.
Yeah, I mean, since you got those other two locked in, I wouldn't mind it.
He has Henry and Henderson who can hold the fort. And then if you could wait till Monte comes back and start all those three guys, that's be pretty good. And Damian Harris has a good schedule coming up. So, yeah, I would definitely do that. How about you, Brian?
Yeah, I'd do it. Remember, stress fracture with Gibson. He's going to play through it. I mean, but it's again like a Dalvin Cook thing. Like, are you not going to expect him to give you that top production that he?
Because if you remember, like during the preseason, I kind of say I'm not a fan of Gibson because he's already injured before the preseason or the season even starts.
And that was an unrelated issue, so he just keeps getting hurt.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it. I'll do it. I think Gibson can
do it.
get injured.
You were actually touching on this earlier, Rike Fitz, and so we'll ask the question again. What do I do with George Kittle?
You trade him.
Brian would trade him.
Brian would trade him. I'm holding on and waiting for the good days to come. Even hobbled, he played 92% of the snaps. Ran a route on 82% of the snaps. 27. I think I had 27% target share last week. That's insane. So, the volume's there. I mean, the regression for scoring should come. But,
I think with tight ends are so rare. Like, if you have a George Kittle, you have to keep him. Like, who else are you gonna get? Unless you could package him and try to get a Hawkinson or a Kelsey or a Waller. I mean, you can't really get much better than.
I think Kittle. You can trade 1-for-1 for Kittle for Hawkinson if you really wanted to.
Would you do that trade, Brian?
I want Hawkinson, but I think Hawkinson 100%.
Yeah, so,
I mean, it depends on the person, but I think like it's a fair trade. Like I think Kittle's name value and the offense that he's in, both guys are hobbled, and recently Hawkinson has been struggling like 2 games in a row, so it's not really that far fetched.
Yeah, what I would suggest, Rike, is put him on your trade block. Tell your league mates that he's on the trade block and see what you get, and then come back to us and let us know what you got offered, and we'll guide you through it.
But Rike, I say that he has a good matchup this week, though. That's all I'll say.
Do that. MCM. Oh, you're the nickname guy. Who's that?
I think he may have put CMC instead. He put MCM.
Yeah.
He might be dyslexic or something.
I am dyslexic.
No. I mean, I was going to say Michael Carter, but I was like, his last name is not
Michael Carter Manson.
No, I think it is CMC.
CMC, you wait, man.
You wait. Yeah, you're not going to trade him. Should I be worried on Sutton's ankle?
Yeah, Andrew, you should be worried about your full team because it sucks. You should just trade everyone on your team.
Boo.
No, should you be worried about Sutton's ankle? Yeah, he hasn't looked really that well. I would actually probably – they're going against Pittsburgh. So we were talking about him actually earlier. So to help him out, would you start a Sutton or who else does Andrew have on his team? Would you start a Sutton or a Claypool?
Sutton.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say Claypool on that one because I just don't like. I think I like Drew Lock less than Big Ben.
How about for a flex, Sutton or Miles Sanders?
Ruggs or Sutton? There you go. He has more of a Ruggs. That's my answer.
Oh wow! What a surprise! Raider fan.
Hey man, he's getting like 6 targets a game now. The kids they're trusting him a little bit more, little by little, every single week.
Yeah, Jefferson, the Bears.
You get loose. I mean, you saw Van Jefferson get loose against them in week 1. I'm just talking about deep threats have been working against Chicago.
No, I'm leaning Sutton here. I think he's more safe. With Sutton rolling his ankle. He rolled his ankle. So, yeah. That's tough. You're in a tough position, Andrew. Good luck. You got Miles Sanders on your team, Mike Davis.
He traded for Miles Sanders too in like week 2.
A loser.
All the guys we talk shit about today is like on his team basically.
People on the team probably like, why are they talking so much crap about it?
Tough scene.
Yeah. He had one good game. He had like that 20-something point game where he just went off. And after that, he's been average. You should have traded him after that game, Andrew.
We're almost done, right?
Yeah. Oh, here's a good question. Sutton or Allen Robinson?
That is a good question.
I'll go Robinson.
I just feel like Robinson's due for a game.
We've been saying that the past 3 weeks.
Again, well, it's been, besides week 1 for D-Hop, it's this kind of same story. I just think these guys that are true, like he's a really number 1. You can't be held down the whole season. He's made bad quarterbacks look good. So,
hey, was that offer that I made for Henderson for Hopkins as bad as it seems now? Just curious.
Well, who else did you offer? Was it just straight up?
Oh, it was for I forget his name. I think it was Jesus who has Hopkins because I was trying to get him because I have Kyler, but.
I think if you added like another receiver, it would have been a pretty good even trade.
No, I did. I forgot who it was though.
It was probably a scrub, knowing you.
I gotta look at my roster. See
it was really just the Henderson for that. I mean, it's
you do that.
and it's true. If he really needed a running back, then maybe. But I don't think anybody would really do that trade that early in the season. But start Henry Ruggs.
Ricky, Joey's high on Ruggs.
Not that high.
Well, you start him over Sutton.
Is that really that high? Like Sutton's barely a flex.
Well, would you? That's probably who he has to choose from, though.
Yeah. I mean, if
you have to choose from, Ricky, let us know who else you have that you can start. I mean, if you have no one else, yeah, you have to start him. Oh, Brian, a special message for you.
Brian is back on. Oh my god.
Bro, so
you literally had to put it up. Now he's gonna sign off right now, dude.
Oh my
sign
god.
off right now.
so
Man.
Good one, Andrew. I like that.
Oh man. Shots fired.
Well, I changed the subject. He's gonna cry live on air.
No. We're gonna keep Brian on.
it's going bad, man. It's fucking going up.
Oh Jesus! Here we go.
There you go.
You know how much money I lost just like by selling it? Like over 60 grand so far.
People are gonna trust you for decisions on their fantasy team. Oh my goodness.
So pissed.
I'm not liking Mike Davis touches. I wouldn't either, dude.
But Andrew, honestly, start Mike Davis over Sutton this week. I would. Would you guys start Mike Davis over Sutton in the flex?
You know that Wayne Gallman's actually getting a good chunk of snaps too in that backfield. He had 10 snaps last game, 6 carries, 1 target. Mike Davis only.
I sold it.
Huh?
Talking to Andrew. I thought he knew. No.
T. Higgins number 1, Jefferson number 2.
You're starting those guys.
Yeah, so he's. I guess he's looking at Ruggs to his flex. I mean, it's not a bad option.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Ruggs is a solid there as well. Boyd flex. Oh yeah, Boyd over Ruggs. Yeah, Boyd over Ruggs. For sure. Thank you for the context there, Rike. Like and subscribe.
Too soon. Buy me some.
Brian,
we had to keep it moving.
Brian,
Bears or Raiders. I think we touched on a lot of this already with Ruggs and Renfro and Edwards. Well, here's the question: Renfro or Ruggs this game?
Renfro,
just because of security.
Yeah, I like Renfro too. Josh Jacobs going to get his full game back after week 1. Well,
Josh Jacobs or Miles Sanders? That's a good
Josh
one.
Jacobs.
Sanders.
See?
What?
There you go.
You have to explain that, Brian. Why would you?
Here's my thing. Look,
Sanders
Josh Jacobs is still not healthy. Miles Sanders is healthy, just not getting the touches or getting a lot of the volume. Josh Jacobs would still get the volume regardless. He didn't get that much work in Monday Night Football. But we can't – our O-line, if anybody pays attention to, we're now rumored to be shifting Alex Leatherwood to right guard and bringing Brandon Parker to right tackle. The guards were getting bullied throughout Monday night. We need Richie back. I'm not even confident that Richie will come back this season, but that O-line is getting reshuffled this week. Helps that Akeem Hicks is out and Khalil Mack is coming in with 2 injuries. He's going to play, but he can still wreck a game. But it's just maybe it's a lighter task for the O-line.
So who would you choose then, Joey?
I'm picking Josh Jacobs.
Nice.
But
Lane Johnson is also out for the Eagles. If you didn't know.
It's close. It's close though.
Oh, he has what's his name? Who's that guy? Who's that guy you're high on? Oh, the backup to Sanders. What's his name?
Kenny Gainwell. Yeah, 35% snaps last week. 12.3% target share. He led the team there.
Yeah, he's a good to stash, but I mean, you can't start him yet. It's not.
Okay.
It's too risky at this point. We got to keep this moving. The Bears side. We talked a lot about Allen Robinson already. Do you guys think this is a blow-up game? A lot of people probably have questions on Allen Robinson. I think this is a good trade away question. Would you trade for or trade away Allen Robinson? Start with Brian. I think you know your answer already. Since you've done
trade for because you told me you couldn't get shit for him. So I mean,
yeah,
I'd rather have him than trade him at then.
But it's like if you have him, you have to start him. I feel like, and that's what I don't like. It's like, how about you, Dewey?
I would trade for him. I'm a believer in Allen Robinson. He's proven me wrong. I've always, I think ever since 2 years ago, I was always like, he was like a fade. Every time he would come up in draft, I would just keep fading him. He would always do me wrong in the season. So I've learned my lesson with him.
Allen Robinson or Robert Woods?
For trading, or because Robert Woods already played in this week, so I'm just like going forward rest of the season.
For trading. Would you trade Robinson for Woods?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would want Woods. Yeah.
Would you trade Robinson for Javonte Williams?
Yes.
Good. Brian, you probably wouldn't. All right, I think that covers this matchup. Fields, I don't think we're starting him just yet, right, guys?
He's had 2 weeks, getting better. He showed some flashes last week, made some good throws. I think he can do some of the similar things, but I don't think he's going to get you barely past projection.
For sure. McKay asked a question here. Running back 1, Clyde Edwards. 2, Damian Harris. What do I do with that fool? Trade? Drop? Fool to get no work. I got D Singletary in my bench. What do I do with him? Singletary you could hold on to unless you
can't really move. You can't really move him, and I wouldn't drop him just because anything can happen. Where Moss could. Remember, he was a surprise inactive in week 1. Obviously, he's doing a lot better to not do that again. But I like Damian Harris this week. I think we all do, actually. Joseph, you like Damien too this week, right?
Yeah, I like him, and I like him going forward. I think his matchups open up. He hasn't been getting much work. They played the Bucks. They played the Saints. Tough run defenses. Now they play Houston. I think they got the Jets coming up again. They got some easier teams. So keep Damian Harris. It's definitely going to get better from here. Singletary, he's just a stash and wait if you want, because Moss is the starter now, but if he gets injured, Singletary is a guy. Clyde Edwards is looking good. So I don't think there's much you can do with those running backs except for just keep them and wait. What do you think, Brian?
I wasn't paying attention. I was texting you, Drew. But yeah, Joey, what's your opinion?
I said I like Damian Harris. We both, me and Joseph, love Damian Harris this week, especially against Houston. They're going to be playing ahead, so they should be milking the clock with him. I mean, I think you would agree with that, right? That's kind of like game theory type scenario.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on. Browns, Chargers. On the Browns side, you're probably benching Mayfield. He's dealing with some kind of injury. He's playing through it. You're starting Hunt. You're starting Chubb. Wide receiver side, OBJ, I think is the question here. It's a tough Chargers defense. Are you willing to flex an OBJ over a guy, let's say, like, what questions are we getting here? Over a guy like Sutton.
I was about to bring up Sutton. And I might play Sutton over him with a bum ankle just because, I mean, he's got what is it called? A labrum injury? What is it?
That's a Mayfield's injury. It's a labrum.
Yeah, like it's a rotator cuff or a labrum. I know it's a shoulder, but like anyway, he's been playing with it since week 1, and his biggest thing with his throwing style is accuracy, and he's not accurate, so it's tough to start him or start pass catchers with him, for that matter.
I agree. I don't think we can trust OBJ this week. I'd start with Sutton over him.
I will, though.
I'm not going to fault you for it. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a difficult sit, but I'm just taking a stance, and that's just where I'm at. But it's valid what Brian's saying, too.
All right, on the Chargers side, I think you're starting the most notables. Herbert, Eckler, obviously starting. Allen and Mike Williams are must starts at this point. I think the only question here will be Jared.
You hear by Jabrodi.
Oh, my goodness. All right, I guess we'll hear about that
a
little later. Stay tuned for that. Jared Cook, I think, is the question here. So would you start at Jared Cook? Let's keep it with the same question we were asking earlier. Jared Cook or Robert Tanyan?
I like Tanyan this week.
Really?
I'm a believer in the Cleveland defense. That's just kind of that's
I might pick up and start Tanyan if Hawkinson's out. You guys are real high on him. Thanks, guys. You start him over Cook?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah, I mean, Cook had a good week this week. He had 1 touchdown against a cover 3 defense. I mean, you're just running up the seams. If a flat defender doesn't carry, it's wide open, and that's exactly what happened for him. He didn't really get that many touches, to be honest. Or targets, I should say. I'm looking back at it. I think I had it written down here. 31 routes run on 41 dropbacks. I guess that's a lot, but I don't have the targets here. Sorry, but
good. Let's go on to the Giants and Cowboys matchup. This one's really interesting. Giants side, I think Daniel Jones is an interesting stream. Daniel Jones or Kirk Cousins?
Kirk Cousins.
I think they're both streamable options.
Yeah, I'll go with Jones though.
And Kirk Cousins for me.
Oh,
y'all like Jared Cook this week? You can play. He's playable. And if he's your tight end one, yeah.
They said they would start Robert Tunning over him. Would you guys start a Cameron Braid over him?
No, I'd start Jared Cook.
No.
Start Jared Cook. How about just to help him out a little bit? How about Ricky Seals-Jones?
That's the one I was thinking of, but it's a wait and see with Ricky Seals-Jones. You know, like I feel like he's rolling like a dart throw for like a DFS format for season long. I'd go with the guy who's running 31 routes on 41 dropbacks.
Evan Ingram?
Cook.
Okay. It's pretty much
That's close, right, Brian? That's close.
Yeah.
That's close. But, I mean, to help Rike out, like if he sees Ingram on the waiver, like I'd still probably start Cook.
Okay. How about on the other side, there's Austin Hooper. Would you start Hooper or Cook?
No.
You pretty much lost it on Hooper, huh?
I think he's just he's on the waivers and probably going to stay there for most of the season.
You guys ever do player props? I'm not sure.
I'm trying to get into it, man. On Underdog, they do. You can be in the just in California here and be able to do player props. I just found that out. Like I thought you had to be in a betting state, but so I might be actually doing player props and potentially might add that to this channel.
What's player prop?
I give players props all the time.
Some things that you want to do, Brian, like with a segment, instead of doing a segment, we can actually pull up Underdog, screen share it, and pull up, do a ticket together and see how we do.
Okay.
Yeah.
We might do that in the future. George Kittle might tight end one, but he's doubtful. I don't know if he's going to play today. Yeah, he might not play. I don't think he is. So, but if you have
today, only Friday. It's all good. No, I'm being a dick. I'm sorry, Enrique. That's my fault.
Man, what a jerk.
No, I'm a jerk.
Unbelievable.
No, but I know what you mean, man.
If you have a Jared Cook as a backup, yeah, start him. It's a viable option. Unless there's like a Tanyan out there.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we got to go through these matchups. We're already over an hour and we've not even done with these matchups.
What do we got, man?
We're still on the Giants and Cowboys. I think that's the Monday night matchup, so that's the last one.
Okay, we can do that quick. I'll take the Giants. I mean, you're going to definitely start Saquon, and I think the only receiver that I like on the Giants this week, since Shepard and Slayton are out, is Kadarius Toney, and that's weird, but that's just where I'm at because I think obviously Dallas Trayvon Diggs is going to be on the bigger Kenny Golladay, and he's been shutting everybody down. So there you go.
Anything you want to add, Brian?
Dallas side.
I like how Enrique says he was drunk when he said today.
Drunk. Hey, you sound like our boy Andrew, man.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Hey, who's your favorite team, Big A? Is it the Raiders?
Uh-oh.
All right.
Anyway, yeah.
Niners, Cardinals. Let's just go. Brian, you cover the Niners, and Joey, you can do the Cardinals. So,
go ahead.
Brian, who do you like on the Niners? Who you sitting?
Debo was the only guy and Kittle I'll start. Other than that, I wouldn't start anyone.
Fair.
Mitchell?
He's coming back from injury. I don't know if they limit his carries.
Mitchell or James Conner?
Conner.
Yeah, I think Edmund might be out.
Yeah.
All right, Joey. Cardinals side?
Cardinals side, if Edmonds plays, you got to play him. He's getting a lot of targets there for PPR. And I like Nuke to have a bounce back week this week. And just so for clarification for future weeks with Arizona's offense, it's going to be kind of a roulette, in my opinion. Brian, I would like to hear your take on that too, just because you kind of don't know what to expect with Arizona. I mean, D-Hop week 1, Christian Kirk also had a pretty good week. Rondale Moore in week 2, AJ Green the past 2 weeks, 3 and 4. So it's kind of a roulette. And Max Williams is kind of getting involved. So
I found the trade offer. It was Laviska Shenault and Darrell Henderson for Hopkins. Are you guys telling me that was as much shit as I got? Was that a bad trade offer?
Now it's not, but at the time it was.
At the time, it was crap.
How was it bad at the
Not in
time?
the context.
Because Shenault was not getting any targets.
I saw the future.
Okay.
Would you do that trade now?
I'd
I still wouldn't, just because D-Hop's.
rather keep Henderson and Shenault.
So you didn't see the features.
I only saw so far.
Anyway. Brian, what do you think about that roulette take with like Arizona's pass catchers? Like I said, Christian Kirk, D-Hop week 1, Rondale week 2, AJ Green the past couple weeks. And Max Williams also getting a little love there. Kind of, you don't know what to expect, right?
Yeah, it's kind of just like a roll the dice and kind of just hope your guy gets the good game.
Rank them.
So I'm going to go on a limb and say Nuke is the guy this week. There's my stance right there on for Arizona's pass catchers.
But I think the question is who's number 2.
AJ Green, I think, has done a lot. Because I don't trust Christian Kirk and Rondale Moore. I have his snaps for each week, and it's 37.8, 57.1, 35.8, and 39%.
Going down.
Now they're under 40. Even that 1 week the week 2 where he got over 50. So they're gonna try to get him on the field. But I like Nuke, AJ, Rondale, Christian Kirk. That's the way I'd rate him.
Yeah, I'll do the same way.
AJ Green or Emmanuel Sanders?
Ooh, that's a tough one too.
Sanders.
I can't blame you on that with Kansas City this week. So yeah, I'm gonna side with that as well. Good call.
All right, and speaking of that, Bills Chiefs. Brian, why don't you take the Chiefs side? What do you like? Besides
Sorry,
right?
Besides probably the second receiver, Nicole Hardman, and you're probably not starting him, right?
No.
Just
Brian is not like me, Cole.
I don't like any. If you're not like Kelsey or Hill, like I don't like you, like in general. Like,
but you like CEH. You mentioned CEH this week.
You don't like them in general?
Yeah. Well, Clyde, yeah.
But what do you think of Darrell Williams getting more snaps each week? His snap share has grown each week. Do you think he's going to cut into CH's role going forward? Or is it just a whatever to you?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I'll still start Clyde for sure, though.
Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
And no fecal Shartman.
Yeah,
I got to shout out to Nick Tyrell. That's my boy. He comes up with these nicknames of these guys, and it's funny as hell. Fecal.
You're watching, Nick. You better be watching.
Anyway, I'll make sure he watches this episode after we're done if he's not on right now. But I will.
I get the Bills side, Joey. What do you got?
Diggs. This is the Diggs week. Been waiting for it. Manny Sanders is definitely viable. Cole Beasley will not play because he, I guess, was around a trainer who tested positive, who was vaccinated, but since he's not vaccinated, he has to be quarantined for 10 days. So no Cole Beasley. And I made a lineup on FanDuel just today as a first look for a GPP, and I had Gabe Davis in there who was not playing. But I guess I can start seeing the future too, Brian, because I think Gabe Davis might be a viable fantasy option too, just for a dart throw in DFS. So
how do you guys like Dawson Knox this game? You think he's going to have another touchdown? Yes, had 3 straight touchdowns.
I'm going to go regression to the mean and say no.
He's like, it's funny. He's ranked like the 6th tight end right now?
It's crazy.
It's nuts for tight end.
That's a bad man. All right, we get with a Stephen A quote right there. He's a bad
T. Higgins, wide receiver 2, trying to avoid flex, but they both play against the bad man Rodgers, and they're in the same team, bro. I have Brandon Cooks.
Have you guys ever seen that highlight like years ago of Stephen A talking about the Chargers?
Which one?
Was it the Chargers? Yeah, it was the Chargers, and where he's like, I'm looking at this week, and like Hunter Henry. He's been doing good, and then like Max Kellerman's like looking at him like he's been out all week or all season, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, you're right." You ever seen it?
I know, but I know like Stephen A. always messes up when he's talking about football.
Yeah, bro, I kind of want to highlight.
Damn, this is a tough question, man. I think I'd still stick with Higgins and Boyd in this matchup. I think it's going to be with Alexander out. I think it's going to be pretty high scoring, and they'll both get some touches. The thing is, you have Chase there too, And I don't like Cooks this week at all. And Ruggs is I'd rather have Boyd instead of Ruggs. So I'm sticking with what you have, Mike. You guys have any thoughts on that? Or you agree?
No,
I agree with you.
All right. Man, I'm gonna screw this up. Khalil Seagal. How's it going, man? I think it's the first time we see you. Thanks for asking the question. Kyler Murray or Josh Jacobs? Really?
Kyler Murray, Josh Jacobs, and Vikings, Panthers, or Cowboys.
Oh, this must be like a super flex?
Possibly.
Vikings, Panthers, or Cowboys.
Yeah, because I don't know. I've never seen a question with a quarterback or.
I'm going Kyler Murray.
Yeah, of course.
Pick a quarterback. If
it's super flex for sure. And Vikings, those are all good defenses, man. I'm going out on a limb and saying the Vikings are going to be the top scoring DST this week just because of that O-line.
I'm a Panther fan. I'm a Panther fan, but that being said, I don't think I can pick the Panthers over the Vikings. I agree with Joey.
Appreciate you, Rike. Man, you have a good one, man. Good luck this week.
Yeah, good luck, bro. Come back and let us know how you did.
All right. Last one, Indy and Baltimore, right? Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
We got to do rapid fire on these picks, guys, after this, because I know we're definitely overtime here.
Overtime. All right, go ahead. I think
I'll go Indy real quick. Jonathan Taylor. I hope Nyheim Hines. This is a hope one. It's not like saying start him. It's a hope that Nyheim Hines gets his roll back. And but I mean, you still can play Jonathan Taylor despite this Baltimore run defense. And I think Michael Pittman is viable. One fun fact with Zachary Pascal, he actually has 6 red zone targets this year. Until T.Y. Hilton comes back, he's a threat to score. I don't know how much volume he's really going to get, but those red zone targets are a fact. 6 red zone targets. That's insane.
Yeah.
Brian, what do you say about Baltimore?
Oh, what?
This guy.
Andrew, get back so quick, man. Come on.
Andrew, stop confusing him, man.
Just give a take on Baltimore against Indy.
You can start Murray in the flex, I think, this week. Indy, you can start Jonathan Taylor. So, yeah.
So his question was K. Murray or Josh Allen. I honestly will go Josh Allen this week against the Chiefs.
Josh Allen as well.
Yeah.
This is a question for Joey personally.
How does it feel?
So this is why you were not paying attention.
Not letting me.
Okay. So how does it feel that Brian beat you last week? I didn't lose any sleep. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
Ooh. Well, he had a bunch of injuries.
Him in the playoffs most likely, so I'm not worried about it. CMC was hurt. Chuba didn't do much.
Brian, you answer this.
Yeah, I have both players on my team. Why do you only have to pick one, man? Can't you start both of them?
You got to pick one.
What other running backs do you have above Swift? Like if you're having 2 running backs, I mean.
Yeah, who do you have like above Swift?
But pick one. Just
choose one, guys.
Yeah, real quick. Just pick one.
Go with Deontay.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
I would go Deontay. Thank you, Khalil. Good vibes to you too, man.
Good luck this week, big dog. All right, guys. Do you guys need any time to get your Goodfellas and Jabronis? If so,
hey, when he says his running backs are Jones, who's Jones?
Aaron Jones.
Oh, Aaron Jones.
Then you have Swift at your flex, dude. This guy has a stable of running backs right now. Keenan Allen, McLaurin, Jew. Man, I'm jealous. I'm just saying that right now.
I saw Deontay over Allen, to be honest.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
But I'd still think you can put Keenan over Swift. Actually, no. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, because I mean they're going against Minnesota.
I'd start Swift and
so you're gonna sit Keenan?
And Johnson to sit Keenan, yeah.
Oof.
I'm just going like
I'm gonna say
Deontay and Allen are pretty similar, but Deontay gets more yardage, like downfield throws. I think Keenan is so close to the line of scrimmage.
I just don't. I mean, I guess Swift. Here's the only thing I see how Swift can outscore Keenan or Deontay or any of these guys is if since I expect Minnesota's defense to just keep rushing Goff this week, those dump offs over their heads, and he's just getting cheap targets. And that's the only way I see him outscoring any of these guys. But if he's getting sacked every play, kind of like what Cleveland did to Justin Fields, that's how I see this game playing out. There's my stance.
Yeah, he's saying I'll switch his question, but he's playing.
Yeah. He's going to play. He's going to be questionable every single week. Don't really put too much stock in that unless there's a big injury. But yeah, his O-line is hurt, man. Frank Ragnow, Penei Sewell, Taylor Decker, all out.
Cool. So Brian was saying earlier, if Hawkinson's out, Swift is going to get a bunch of targets. So look for that.
There you go.
All right, so we got to go through our good fellows real quick.
Brian, if you don't have them, we can do pick'ems first while you just got to also pay attention for your picks too. I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, I don't even have them. I just got one.
Okay. All right. Well, try to gather that up. We're gonna do some picks quick. Okay. New York Jets at Atlanta. Remember, this game is in London.
Oh, I got the Jets.
Jets. What did you say?
Atlanta.
Okay, and I am going with Atlanta.
The suspense.
Oh, I got to put Yosef here so I know who's the single guy here. All right. Green Bay at Cincy.
Green Bay.
Oh, man. At Cincy?
At Cincy.
This is my upset pick. I'm going Cincy.
I like that upset pick, to be honest with you. But I'm going to go Green Bay. I'm going Grand Island again. Detroit at Minnesota. This is an easy one for me. I'm going Minnesota. What do you guys think?
Minnesota.
Yeah, Minnesota. All right. All three of us, Minnesota. Denver at – I put Pitts like I'm thinking Kyle Pitts. No, Denver at Pittsburgh. That's what I meant to write here. Denver at Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh for Brian. What do you got?
Depends if Teddy's playing.
I don't think he's playing.
Yeah,
But this is going to be tough. If he does play, I might pick Denver as well.
I'm doing Pittsburgh.
Does anybody have his status up right now? Because I will pick Denver if he's close after. I know he's in concussion protocol, but if someone can do that real quick, I'll make a pick.
Expected to play.
Okay, I'm going Denver. I'll be on an island.
Yeah, I was switching mine to Denver too.
Oh, damn it. Can't even get one up on you. Forget it. All right, this one's going to be just Brian on his own. All right. Miami at Tampa Bay. We know where Brian's going.
Going to Tampa Bay.
Are you serious?
Why? Yeah, we suck.
You know Miami's going to this game.
Wow, what a fan.
Here's the thing. Whenever you pick against your team, the alternate happens. Always.
Go
I
Bucks.
learned this the hard way. Huh?
Go Bucks. Yeah. No,
there you go.
I got Bucks.
Are you going to go
I
Miami?
told you wants Dolphins to lose now.
No, I'm going
Might
Bucks.
be my upset pick of the week now, just because Brian goes that route. What are you doing, Joseph?
Oh, I'm going Bucks, definitely.
Then damn it, I'm going Miami, big dog. Here we go.
They'll still go. They'll still have a good game, I think. Rodgers and Jones.
Upset right here for me.
I just got Bengals winning. I think it'll be a high scoring.
Okay.
Be a good fantasy game.
Here we go. Do we answer all those questions on the right? We're good?
There's one more quick one.
Oh.
Whoops. I skipped one, sorry.
Same to you guys. Last cue. Marquise Brown, Kenny Galladay, or Darnell Mooney. And grab your Coronas for the win. I am going to say Darnell Mooney. I'm going to say Darnell Mooney.
I'm going
I
Brown.
was thinking Galladay.
Oh, my God.
Really?
Slayton's out.
Not helping at all.
With Trayvon Diggs?
Out. Sterling Shepard was out.
With Trayvon Diggs?
He's kind of doing. I'm not a fan of Galladay, but he did good last week. Kind of seemed like they're doing something with each other now.
This is
Hey,
sorry,
you know
man.
what?
I can't help you at all. I'm going Marquise, man. He could blow up in any play. One catch now.
So
Screenshot this one. Since we're all going separate.
Yeah, screenshot this one. We're gonna see who's
Yeah, let's see.
I got this right here. I'm gonna screenshot it right now. I just did. All right.
Yeah.
You got it.
Sorry, we didn't help you, bro, but good luck.
No.
You're gonna need those Coronas.
I'm gonna make a case. I'm gonna make a case. I mean, if you look at the targets, most recently with Justin Fields in the game, Darnell Mooney is the number one, so to speak, even though Allen Robinson is there. Marquise Brown is definitely getting a lot of targets, but he's had a bad case of the dropsies recently. That's my case there.
Marquise Brown can kill it any play.
So can Darnell.
How much does Wilson's injury affect Metcalf? I don't think he affects it that much, really, Brian, because Metcalf is a huge guy. Anybody can throw him the ball. And Geno Smith didn't look half bad. Only we were concerned with Lockett because he's not as good as Gino's not as good as Russell throwing it down the field, and that's how Lockett gets his catches. So, yeah, Lockett might be a little concerned, but I'm not concerned with Metcalf. Does he downgrade a little bit, regress? Yeah, a little bit. But are we concerned where you're trading him? No.
I think it affects Lockett more than anyone.
Yeah.
Because the downfield, yeah. Do you think I'm fine starting Tannehill until Russ is back, like 8 weeks, or should I be desperate to trade?
You just sign someone.
I mean, you're fine starting him this week against Jacksonville, but after that, just look to stream the best matchup. That's what I'm doing. I drafted Tannehill, which was the worst mistake of my life, and now I'm streaming. Thank God I have Lance. I can start him this week, but I've been streaming ever since, and it could work as long as you get the right matchup. So, are you okay with Tannehill this whole way? It depends on the matchups. Well, definitely you can start him this week. All right, let's continue with these pick'ems.
Yeah, I'm sorry. New Orleans.
Each other?
No, I just my mother-in-law texted me a picture of my son, and it was just funny as hell. Anyway, New Orleans and Washington football team.
Who's home?
Washington football team. Come on, guys. I say at. I don't say versus.
You did?
I did that for Brian.
I'm going to go New Orleans.
I'm going New Orleans as well.
All right, I'll go Washington.
Damn, Yosef's going to take a lead here. I have a bad feeling right now because Yosef's been hot. Philly at Carolina.
Carolina.
You want with Philly with me?
Carolina.
We're going to go Philly.
Remember that song?
I'm going to go Carolina.
You're a Panther fan now, huh? Bandwagon?
No.
Oh, man. I'm going to go with you guys, though, because I need to take the home team on that one. Tennessee at Jacksonville.
Jacksonville gets their first win.
Tennessee.
Yeah, I'm going. I think this is a D. Henry week. Yosef's by himself.
Yeah, you might have another bad week.
New England, I know, right? This could be really bad for us. New England at Houston, I think we're all in the same boat there. Anybody picking Houston?
No.
Nope, not that crazy.
Chicago at Las Vegas. This is an easy one. We should all be on Las Vegas.
Wait, I got to do an upset special, so I don't know.
You're going to pick Houston over New England.
No. You said Chicago Raiders?
Chicago at Las Vegas. I have the spread up here. Hold on. I'll let you know if we're actually still favored. I'm pretty sure we are, though. Yeah, we are favored by 5.5.
My upset is going to be Chicago.
Wow.
You got to have an upset, man.
What are you going to do, Joseph?
I'm going Raiders.
Okay. Cleveland at Chargers.
This is a tough one I've been thinking about. I think it's a good matchup, but I'm going to go with the Chargers.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Chargers.
I'm going with Cleveland.
Who's the favorite? I'm assuming Chargers?
Chargers are going to be the favorite on that one, but I'll confirm.
I'm going Marvin
minus 2.5 for the Chargers.
And Meeks, I'm going Marvin Jones. You guys?
Marvin Jones.
Yeah. Marvin Jones.
I'm going to talk about him in a minute.
All right. New York Giants at Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas.
I'm going Dallas as well. San Francisco at Arizona.
Arizona.
Yeah, the injury to Garoppolo makes this kind of hard. I do think it's going to be a close game, and I'm going Arizona.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough game. Too many injuries on San Francisco. Buffalo at KC.
Game of the week.
But sure.
Shoot.
I'm going with the Chiefs. I mean, not too hard for me. They know they're in last place. They're at home too as well. It's tough to win in Arrowhead, and I expect Josh Allen. This to be I expect to be a high shootout. I just think Pat Mahomes can still pull it out.
Yeah, I'll go Chiefs.
Dang it.
Joseph?
I kind of want to go opposite you guys, but I do think that I'm just going to go with the Chiefs.
India, Baltimore. I'm going Baltimore.
Yeah, you got Baltimore.
Yeah, Baltimore.
So you guys don't have an upset, huh?
I picked your Miami Dolphins over Tampa Bay.
Oh, yeah.
Big
So
ballsy
who's
one.
yours?
He picked Cincinnati over Green Bay.
Yeah.
So you and I picked road upsets. He picked a home up, which is probably better for him because he has the home field advantage there, but against Aaron Rodgers. But anyway, we picked home teams in the last 4 altogether. So there's definitely going to be at least one of those teams going to be losing to a road team on those last 4. But anyway, that's just let's go to our Goodfellas and Jabronis, and we if there's any more questions, we'll answer those, but we'll sign off after that. I'll just go first just to keep this moving. I'm going with Lombardi Lenny as my Goodfellow this week as a start. Remember, Gio Bernard is still out. He's been getting a lot of the passing down work. I expect him to continue that. Rojo is not more of a thing. I think no more than a spell back. And Tom Brady relies on those kind of cheap dump offs just in case. And I think he's also just got a great matchup against Miami to continue.
All right, I'll go next. I got Marvin Jones versus who the Giants are playing? Titans. Titans are the worst pass defense in the league. We talk about Marvin Jones a lot in this stream. I'm really high on him this week. You can't really go wrong with Marvin Jones or Chenault, I think, this matchup. But the fact that the person who's playing me this week has Marvin Jones, he's bound to blow up, so I'm going with Marvin Jones. And actually picking Marvin Jones, my Goodfellas have actually been laying eggs recently. So maybe if I pick him as a good fella, he might lay an egg. So either way, I'll be good here. Marvin, my good fella.
I see what you did there. Okay, it's smart. Go ahead, Brian.
I got Damien Williams. He played good when he substituted for Montgomery, so I expect it to continue.
All good. My second good fellow is going to be Arthur Juan Brown, a.k.a. AJ. I think it's just a good soft spot for him against Jacksonville secondary. Remember, they traded away C.J. Henderson, so they're kind of pitching in, just kind of nursing that secondary together, so to speak. And Jamar Chase and Tyler Boyd just went off on both of them. I think it's just a favorable matchup, even though Derrick Henry could go off, but I still think A.J. Brown is kind of itching to get back on that field and dominate. So that's where I'm going with that one.
Cool. For me, I got my jabroni the past 2 weeks. Today's good fella, and that's Damian Harris. I think he's going to get the bulk of the carries versus Houston. The Patriots want to run the ball. So I think they're going to finally be able to do that against Houston. They're going to get a lead and continue to run the ball to end the game. And Damien Harris is the perfect guy to do that. I think he falls into the end zone, if not once or twice. So Damien Harris, good fella.
I'll go with Laviska Shenault. With what's his name? DJ Shark out, playing a horrible tight end secondary. Expect him to have a great game. So Jones and Shenault, I think, are both going to do great.
Yeah.
My first jabroni is going to be Brandon Cooks. This we did do a pre-show on these ones, guys. Sorry, there's gonna be a lot of takes here, but Brandon Cooks, even though he's the most viable option, I still think you should start him, but I would say manage expectations. I mean, he is the clear number one threat on this team, and what does Bill Belichick do? Takes away your number one threat, and I think obviously that's that guy, and they're gonna make them run the ball, make them one-dimensional. There you go, jabroni, Brandon Cooks.
Yeah, since Joey took mine, I'm gonna go with. I'm switching to Antonio Gibson. I think we've been talking a lot about him this stream. He's dealing with injuries. He's facing a tough run defense. And I think the Redskins are going to have to pass the ball in order to beat the Saints. And Antonio Gibson's not that involved in the passing game. They're going to probably go to McKissick most of the game. So
this is perfect. Before Brian gets to his, I just think that Owen Meek's last comment right there, Antonio Gibson, Brandon Cook, both jabronis, and Marvin Jones is.
We just mentioned all three.
There you go, Owen. We got it all laid out for you in these picks right here.
Yeah. For my jabroni, I'm going to go Melvin Gordon. He's injured, and then Javonte Williams basically carried like 12 defenders on his back last week, so I think they're going to do touches. Yeah.
Beast, for sure.
So Melvin Gordon, I think, is not going to do as good this week.
I'm actually excited for our picks this week, guys. I like all your picks. Hopefully we go 4 for 4 all across the board with all of us here, man. Justin Herbert is actually going to be this is probably where I'll fall off here because I'm going on a ledge here. And I'm trying to be consistent throughout the season. I hope you two can see that for sure, since I was slightly down on Herbert this year, although he's obviously proven me wrong. He's definitely one of the top quarterbacks right now. But I think against Cleveland's defense, who's been dominating week to week, that pass rush, their O-line is definitely not what it used to be. And I expect Herbert to be under pressure and just making life difficult. So I don't think he's going to get to protection this week.
Right, for me, it's kind of a surprise one as well. I'm going Tom Brady versus the Miami Dolphins. Not that he's going to have like a terrible game, like quarterback-wise. I think they're still going to win the game. I just feel like he's not going to need to use his arm as much this game. Like Joey said earlier with his Fournette pick, they're going to be able to run the ball as much as they want. I think Fournette has a great game, and Tom Brady has just one of those average, probably 15-point fantasy weeks, which to me would be a dud as far as quarterbacks go. So that's why I label him a jabroni this week.
And Brian, bring us home, man. Last jabroni.
My jabroni. Honestly, I don't have one, man. When you guys took two of my Goodfellas, I had to look for those guys. So you kind of had to spend extra time.
Take a look.
Just pick someone from your team. It'll be easy. One of your...
Let me look at your fucking roster, you fucking freak.
Pick Allen Robinson.
Ooh, I like Robinson this week, though.
You know what? I'll go with Miles Sanders.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, I'll go with Miles Sanders.
I mean, he's a jabroni every week.
He's like, no analysis, just Miles Sanders. Look at his box scores.
Yeah,
Miles Sanders.
Oh, good, man. Well, I hope we all go 4 for 4 here. And hope you guys obviously suck on your pick'ems so I can keep the lead because I'm only up by 1. But again, my screenshot, I'm up by 1. I'll say the last standings for pick'ems for us this week. Last week,
I think I fell last week because I only got like 6 right.
Yeah, I'm with 38. Brian's with 37. You had the best week last week, Brian. So you gained the second place, and then Joseph is 36. So we're all right next to each other.
Oh wow!
Yeah, we're all really close. So that's cool. All right, guys.
Well, wait, but what's how many out of how many games? I'm trying to see what our percentage.
We missed Thursday night the first 4 weeks because we forgot to do that on Tuesdays. But now every Tuesday show that we do, we're gonna do Thursday night pick, and then Friday night show we do our Sunday picks with Monday.
Which we all got right this week.
Actually, no. I was wrong.
Joey was wrong. I went up on you then.
So
that means I'm tied with you.
Yeah, I picked Seattle. Yeah, Joseph and Ryan picked the Rams.
Wait, so I'm beating or I'm tied in first?
Now you're tied with me. He's only one behind both of us. Correct.
Just so you're still last.
Oh, what? I thought Joey was second and you were first.
I'm first. Guys, you haven't been. No, I've been first all year. I'm about to lose it though. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Dang it.
All right, guys. Any other last words, or we just saying good luck to everybody? And appreciate y'all chiming in.
Yeah, I'm coming back. I won my first game this week. I feel good. I'm about to win another one. I'm gonna be 2-3. Come back, kid. That's cool. You're here first. Win the Super Bowl. Now I'm gonna end it.
Peace out.
Oh wait, it takes a couple seconds to end. So awkward silence.